All right, so I'm going to record. Um, okay, all right. Okay, so welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on a Monday early evening in California. Um, I'm super excited to welcome Michaiel back. You spoke with us, Michaiel, sort of at the beginning of the year, right?
I believe January, yeah, or February.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just tell you quickly that Michaiel Patrick Bovenes, is that correct? Is that the correct pronunciation of your last name?
Yep, Bovines is how it usually is, but
Bovenes. Thank you. I
yeah.
Because I speak Spanish, and so I always want to make everything smooth.
No.
Anyway, Michael is an inspirational worldwide spiritual teacher, spiritual healer, hypnotherapist, meditation expert, and metaphysician. He helps those who have awakened to accelerate their spirituality and heal their lives. His work helps to transform stress into strength and struggle into greater freedom, confidence, and positive change. He's the founder of Soul-utions Philosophy. That's Soul, Solutions Philosophy, and is a featured author in Voices of Magic. Maybe you can tell us about that. As well, he's his five-star teacher on InsightTimer. And if you haven't, I would encourage you to go to InsightTimer and listen to a lot of his meditations. They're really, really beautiful. Um, so, Michael, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for
Uh,
being here. I was thinking we met really kind of serendipitously on a beach at a full moon ceremony
is it?
at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
And we talked, or, we have talked since. I think we all had this sense at the beginning of 2025 that it was going to be kind of a rapid
Hmm.
acceleration year. And we're kind of buckling in our seatbelts. Um, and I think it's proven to be that. And so here we are in mid-August, and I'm really glad to have you back to share resources and techniques that we can use to really keep ourselves focused as we ride this wave of spiritual evolution. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you, Judy. And I remember that very well. It's like you were the first person. It was a big beach bonfire that we went to outdoors, and it was a new moon ceremony or ending
Oh,
of the
something.
year, something like that. And yeah, I was there with a friend, and we just gravitated towards each other within the first 5 minutes and just started
Exactly.
chatting. And here we are.
Kindred spirits.
I love how the universe works.
Exactly.
So yeah, this is a very powerful and important topic because of the fact that we, in our modern world, we're constantly bombarded with information and distractions. It's so easy to feel overwhelmed and to have our minds scattered in a dozen different directions. And then we start doubting ourselves and our ability to stay focused. So, over the years, I've been learning to master my own mind and then sharing that with my clients and friends. And I've come up with these five powerful techniques that I'm excited to share with all of you because even if you apply one or two of them, it's going to improve the quality of your life. And if you can take control of your mind, you can clear away the noise and become grounded, more centered and focused. You can make more trustworthy decisions. And let's face it, all this information being bombarded, a lot of it's very untrustworthy. And learning to hear our intuition and listen to our inner being requires us to shift our focus inward. So today, this is going to be a little mini course, and we're going to go over four techniques, and I'm going to explain the techniques, and then I'll open up for Q&A. And at the very end, the last technique I teach is so powerful, and I'm going to not only describe the technique, but then we're going to do it together so that you have a very palpable and experience that you can actually begin to practice right away. So I hope you all stay tuned, and let's get started with one of the very first techniques. So what's important to understand our mind, basically, it's different than our brain. A lot of people associate the mind and the brain as the same thing, but the brain is the open receiver and it organizes the mind, but it's not the mind. The mind is your consciousness, it's in every cell of your body. And your mind is so much more than just the brain. For instance, the brain can identify a joke, but it's the mind that has a sense of humor. Your brain can look at options available, and evaluate them, but it's the mind that chooses and decides. The brain and mind are very different. It's your consciousness. Your mind isn't in your brain, it's in every cell of your body, and it actually emanates past your body. It's called your auric field. And have you ever experienced this? And most people, I think, on here might have experienced this. And I've asked this in other classes, and many have. But you're walking down a street or you're somewhere out in public and you like feel someone watching you. It's like you turn around and sure enough, somebody's staring right at you. That's your mind picking it up. It wasn't your eyes. You felt it in your presence, your energy, and you felt that attention that kind of tapped you on the back, so to speak. So the mind is so much more. And I'd like to begin this because that's what we're going to be focusing is your mind. And these exercises that I'll teach you will not only help you do it quickly, but will give you a toolbox. It'll give you a way that you can reach in whenever you're feeling scattered. You have a big meeting to go to and you're feeling, all over the place. How do you get quickly centered and focused? So the mind is made up of our beliefs and attitudes, our thoughts and feelings, and then from that, the choices and decisions we make. And it's also our intuition, our imagination, and our creativity, among other things. I can't explain the mind here in an hour, but I'm going to give you that's just a nutshell to understand that, yeah, you can change your beliefs. And when you do, your attitudes shift, and then the different thoughts start to appear, and how you feel changes. So, managing your mind is really essential, like you mentioned, Judy, especially going into 2025 in this world that is just so much chaos. How do we remain tethered and open to guide ourselves through the chaos to the future that we desire? And so the second part I want to mention about the mind is your intention and attention. All of these exercises will begin with an intention. And what your intention does is it focuses your attention. That's important because when you have an intention, you are planting that into the subconscious mind. For instance, if you ever intended to buy a new car, and you think, I think what I want is a yellow Jeep intention. Then the subconscious mind goes, oh, they want a yellow Jeep. And it scans the horizon, and all of a sudden, all the yellow Jeeps that you drive down the highway, the freeway, you go to the grocery store, there's a yellow Jeep. Is yet, where did these come from? Your intention focused your attention and you started to see them. And likewise, we use that part of our mind against ourselves, meaning people will say often, oh, there's no good jobs in San Francisco. Okay, that's an intention, and your subconscious mind does not judge. It just scans the horizon and pulls into your awareness, there's no good jobs here for you. Likewise, by just changing your intention to there's the perfect job for me in San Francisco, just like those yellow Jeeps, you'll become aware of it. And it's amazing the power of the subconscious mind. And all of these techniques that I'm going to share with you utilize and access many different resources for relaxation, including the subconscious mind with an intention, but also through the breathing techniques, through the physical peripheral eye movements. Everything that I teach you is aligning you to the vagus nerve relaxation. So it's multiple faceted, the techniques. And I won't have time to describe and explain exactly how each technique works as far as the understanding the science behind it, but you'll understand when you practice it that it does work. So let's start with a very simple technique. I started doing this back, gosh, in my 20s or 30s. It just happened spontaneously. I remember I was driving my car in Florida and I had all this stuff going on and I was scattered all over the place. And all of a sudden, I just instinctively took in a long, slow, deep breath, filling my lungs, holding it for a moment, holding the tension, and then exhaling in a specific way. I was exhaling by humming the vibration through my body as I exhaled. I didn't know back then, but then research today says that that humming vibration helps to relax the vagus nerve, which is the parasympathetic nervous system. But it worked, and I would do it when I was stressed. I could be driving a car. My eyes would be open. I wouldn't close my eyes, of course, then, but I would take this long, slow, deep breath in, and we can all do it together here, but I'll give you an example. I'm going to demonstrate it, and then with intention, of as I'm exhaling and humming, I'm going to set the intention. I'm going to relax my or focus my mind and relax my body. I'm going to think those thoughts. So let me share with this first technique very quickly, and then I'll go on to the next one, or I'll stop and ask if there's any questions. So this is a very powerful one, and basically all you do is you can keep your eyes open. If I can close my eyes, I do close them, but because that helps to shut out the distraction. But you take in a long, slow, deep breath. And you are exhaling as you're humming the frequency. You're focusing on the vibration in your chest and your stomach and your throat. So you're focusing inward, you're focusing on your attention, and I'm mentally repeating, my mind is focused, my body is relaxed, my mind is focused as I'm exhaling and humming. And you do that 2 or 3 deep breaths with the hum, you're going to feel a shift very, very quickly. And again, if you're driving a car, you don't close your eyes, obviously, but it can be effective even with your eyes open. So that's a very simple, easy technique, and it does work. And as I mentioned, as we go into the other 3 techniques, the very last one combines so many powerful resources to help you get relaxed and focused. So does anybody have any questions over that very first, very simple technique you can do, whether driving or just feeling scattered and getting ready to go to a meeting? Does anybody have any questions before we go on to the next one?
Can I ask you just quickly, Michael?
Yeah.
I assume the in breath is through the nose,
Yes,
and then
yes,
okay.
yes. You fill up your lungs through the nose, hold the breath, and then exhaling with your mouth closed, but just holding the frequency as you're exhaling and humming and feel. The key is to feel it. And you're going to understand why in the next technique. But you want to feel the frequency of that energy vibrating. And it just helps you to get very out of your head into your body a little bit. So we can move on to the second technique, which is another one. Do you have any questions?
Kimberly says she didn't hear the hum.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if she didn't hear your hum. I heard your hum, but
Okay.
of course the technique is to be humming yourself, right?
Yes, exactly. It's not to listen to me humming. It would be to do this technique. But yes, I'll do it one more time. You take a deep breath in. And just exhaling with your mouth closed and feel the frequency, the energy vibrating in your chest, especially focus on the chest area, because that's going to get you out of your head and more into your body. So that can work very well. Um, and if there's no other questions, we'll jump into the next one. And you can ask questions as well as we go along about any of the techniques that I've described. Doesn't have to
Yeah.
be.
Jeanette just made the point that this does activate the vagus nerve. It helps. It helps.
And it's also kind of similar to the traditional Om. The Om in meditation, it's just a humming. I don't do Om, but you could do Om. I had one of my students say they do it with the Om sound. So whatever works for you, but that's one of the quick techniques. The second one, this one's a powerful one because you know about the chakra system, we all do. But whenever we want to get grounded, we're often up in our head and we're talking, our fifth chakra, our third eye is open, and our heart hopefully is open. But sometimes when we're stressed out in our head, our heart shuts down. So this technique is the first and second chakra activation. And there are things you do physically that can stimulate and open up the chakras because when you're stressed and you don't have time to sit and do a guided meditation going through the colors of the rainbow, red and orange and yellow, this can help you get grounded. And it involves 2 different physical things you do. The first chakra is stimulated when you squeeze your buttocks and your sphincter. So tightening your sphincter and relaxing it, tightening and relaxing. The Kegel exercises, remember those that people talked about? Well, that gets you into your body and grounded. So I'm going to put this together as a technique, but that's what triggers the first chakra. The second chakra, sexual energy, creative energy, grounding yourself into the first and second chakra. Do you know what physically triggers the second chakra to open and activate? Curling your toes. And a lot of people, while they're in sexual ecstasy, automatically curl their toes. Do you ever notice though? It's interesting, the alignment. So the technique is you're feeling scattered, you want to get grounded very quickly. You can either do this again with eyes open or closed, but if you have the opportunity, it's always good to kind of shift from the outside world to your inner world by just closing your eyes. And what you would do is close your eyes, and then you would again take in a deep breath. But this time, as you're filling your lungs, you're going to squeeze the sphincter muscle of the buttocks and curl your toes. So you're going to take a deep breath in, squeezing, and I'm going to use my hands as my toes since you can't see them. So you're going to take a deep breath in and squeezing and holding the tension, holding the sphincter tight, the Kegel tight, and your toes curled. It's good to have your shoes off, but you can also do it with your shoes on. And filling your lungs as deep as you can. And then as you exhale, you relax both of those, the toes and the sphincter, and mentally repeat, my mind is focused, my body is relaxed. My mind is focused, my body is right. 3 times mentally as you exhale, and you can breathe a couple times naturally. And you do that again 2 to 3 times. Okay, you've done that the first one, you exhale and you repeat, my mind is focused, my body is relaxed 2 or 3 times. I recommend 3. And then do it again. Squeeze and tighten, hold your breath, hold it, and then exhale. My mind is focused, my body's relaxed as your toes and your buttocks are completely relaxed. That can ground and pull you down into your body much more quicker out of our head, and it activates the first and second chakras very quickly. So that's another very powerful technique that you can use. And does anybody have any questions over that technique? They're easy. Like I mentioned, this is something you can do very quickly. And here's the key. When you start doing this, by the way, your subconscious mind perks up like, what the heck are they doing? Because you're not in your daily routine going on autopilot. It's like, what the? And when you set your intention by repeating the words, the affirmation, so to speak, that's instructing your subconscious mind, this is what I want. And it's paying attention because it's like, what are they up to? And the more you do it, the more powerful it becomes. Because after you do that several times in the same week, your subconscious mind goes, oh, I know what they want. They want to get relaxed and focused. And then it'll help click in and activate the parasympathetic nervous system.
I love that because it's a very unusual set
Hmm.
of things to be doing together with that attention, with it, that intention.
And all of us can do it.
Yeah. Jeanette says she practices alternate nostril breathing.
Hmm. I
Um,
have heard of that.
Never remember if it's recommended to hold the sphincter muscles at the hold. Do you know the answer?
I have never heard that, and I know about the nostril breathing, and it does help to regulate the right and left hemispheres of the brain. I've done it before in the past. I don't recall it being while squeezing and tightening the second chakra activation, but so no, I don't think it was included in that. But that would be a good thing to practice. That might be perfect for you.
Yeah, see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. So that would be the second technique. And the third one I want to mention, which also describes what we're doing here, and it's about being sensual. If you notice the first technique, feel the vibration humming through your body, your torso as you're exhaling with that hum. Squeezing and holding gets you grounded, and you are become very sensual, meaning you're in your 5 senses. You're out of your head and you're grounding yourself in your body through smell, touch, taste, feel, and sight. So all of those physical the 5 senses are ways of getting grounded. So let's say in the morning or in the evening after you've had a long day at work, go for a walk in nature. And but don't go thinking about tomorrow and my to-do list and I got to make this and I got to go to the grocery store, all that. Just open up and look around you and notice the sun shining on the plants. Notice the smell of the air. Feel your body as you walk and shifting your weight. You can even, like I mentioned on the previous technique, squeeze the sphincter and the toes if you want to as you're doing this. But more importantly, just open up and become sensual. Taste your food when you're eating it. That's going to help you throughout the day getting more centered and focused. And all of us know how to do that. It's an intention and a choice. And as you do it, as you appreciate the beauty around you, setting your intention as you go on the walk to see beautiful things is to appreciate the beauty of the walk, noticing the flowers blooming, the people smiling or laughing in the distance. Let yourself open up and be more sensual is a way to quickly get grounded. And that can be very, very effective throughout your day. And again, the subconscious mind focuses on repetition. So the more you do it with an intention to get focused, the more it's going to happen more quickly, and the more it'll become a tool for you to use when you're really, really stressed out as you practice it throughout your regular daily routine. And that is another way, the third way. And if there's any questions about any of these three techniques, please feel free to ask. And then what we're going to do is go into the mega one that I love to share with all of you. It's called the peace technique. So any questions, and then we'll move forward. And then we're going to actually do this one together as well, the next one.
Okay. I'm not seeing any more questions.
Okay, cool. Does this make sense, folks?
Absolutely.
Do people follow
I love how
along?
grounding it is,
And
right?
it's very practical, and it's very, yeah, it's very practical. It's very easy. And I know most of you probably know this, but let's do a little exercise to demonstrate the body-mind connection. And then we'll go on to the fourth technique, okay? So most of you are on here and you're listening. And if you're not driving, please allow yourself to just close your eyes for a moment. And behind the closed lids, focus your attention inward. And I would like for you to imagine, or just pretend if that's what you choose to call it, that you are standing in your kitchen. You know your kitchen is very familiar, and over there are the cutting boards and the knives, and there on the countertop is this large, juicy, sun-kissed lemon. And in your dominant hand, you pick up the lemon in your mind, in your imagination. You feel the weight. You squeeze it and sense how soft and juicy and ripe it is. You feel the waxy pitted skin, and you see in your mind's eye the bright yellow, beautiful lemon. Now I want you to imagine you're putting it on the cutting board and taking that sharp vegetable knife, and you're going to break the skin as the lemon juice spritz and travels down the blade. You smell the fresh aroma of lemon. That smell, that citrusy, clean smell that is unique to a lemon. And you cut the lemon in half and take a half of that lemon up to your nose so you can smell it. Oh my goodness, it's juicy. It's actually running over into your hands, the juice. Now you're going to open your mouth and you're going to squeeze the lemon juice into your tongue until you taste the tart, bitter lemon. And notice if anything happened in your mouth. Did the saliva glands get activated? Did you start your mouth watering? And now just open your eyes when you're ready. All right. How many people here, just by saying thumbs up or yes, that you felt a shift in the fluid in your mouth? Judy, yeah. And now think about this. That's called the body-mind connection. You didn't have a lemon nearby, most likely. And yet I changed your mouth from few words that engaged the mind. Your subconscious mind remembered, and your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something you imagine and something that actually happens. Just as if you were eating that lemon, your mouth started to salivate. That's the power of the mind, the body mind connection. I remember one person in one of my classes years ago said to me, I don't believe in the body mind connection. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. You've never had a sexual fantasy? Because you think about it, something and your body gets aroused. You see, that's the body-mind connection. It's available to all of us, and it happens whether we use it or not. But what most people do is they put in their mind what they're afraid of happening, the stress, and then their body tightens and every thought has a reaction, and your subconscious mind will produce more stress response if you think and focus on fear and other things that are often too easy to do. So cool. People got I can't read all the notes here, but is there any questions? I just wanted to
Um,
give you that exercise.
Jeanette would like you to cover this again, why focus is important, why focusing when you do this is important.
Well, because that's the whole point, isn't it? Relax and focus your mind. But just by setting your intention, saying, I'm going to do this exercise to relax and get focused, you're telling your subconscious mind instructions. And you see, where your subconscious mind is always listening. The problem is people will tell it what they don't want.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a horrible sleeper. I can't sleep well at night. I wake up at 3 a.m. every morning. Your subconscious mind is taking notes saying, oh, okay, you want to wake up at 3 a.m.? It doesn't question. It does. It just follows your instructions. So what you're doing is putting an intention that's going to focus your attention and reprogram your subconscious mind. And the more you repeat it, the repetition, the easier your subconscious mind will know what you want. And just like not being able to fall asleep at night, it'll make it happen. It'll make it easy, as an example. Does that help the question?
It does, absolutely. Um, Sally said she likes tasting chocolate better, which is I
Oh,
love.
yes, yes.
Um, and for people who have a hard time visualizing, I
Yes.
know that not everybody is a visual,
Yeah.
work that way.
Yes, exactly.
Um,
Well, first of all, people often think of imagination and visualization as the same thing, and they're very different. Imagination is all of your five inner senses. As you noticed with that lemon technique, I didn't say visualize a lemon. I said imagine the taste, the smell, feel the pitted, waxy skin. That's what imagination's all your five inner senses. So it's not just being able to visualize. And if you can't quite clearly see the lemon, you can smell the smell. If I were to say to you, what's to smell the smell of coffee or bacon? Sorry, vegetarians. But smell it, your mind can smell it, like you have a sense, or the smell of a rose. And people want visualization to be like this dynamic Netflix movie going on in your mind. It's not, it's very subtle. So it was Yvonne or no, Jeanette, right, that said about having difficult. Oh, I'm sorry, Kimberly. Kimberly.
yeah,
I don't have my glasses, so I can't quite see. So Kimberly, if I say to you right now, horse, rose, what color were they? Color was the horse. What color was the rose? See, you do imagine. Everyone does. You couldn't be physical without an imagination. The imagination is the common sense, meaning it's common to all human beings. Not common sense, but the common sense. See, you can have your hearing damaged, you can have your eyesight damaged, you can lose your eyesight, you can lose your sense of touch, but the imagination fills in the gap. That's why Helen Keller and people like that could use the imagination often. When one of the senses is depleted, the others try to make up for it. So don't worry about seeing it perfectly. If you can smell and get into it, like I have you, humming the vibration, really feel it in your body, sense it vibrating, get into that as much as possible, and then imagine yourself relaxing and letting go. That answer the question about
yeah.
imagination, visualization a little? Because they often get mushed together like, oh, I know, imagination is just visualizing. No, they're not. It's all the five senses is your imagination.
Love
Um,
that. Thank you.
Wonderful, Jeanette. I see that she says, I need more focus in my life, return to regular meditation practice to improve that. And all of these can be very meditative. It can be a great way to enter your meditation. Is to take the deep breath and hum. I'm entering meditation. My mind is focused. My body's relaxed. Do that 3 times and go into your safe place. If you meditate in a safe place, you can begin your meditation practice or do any of these techniques as part of that. All right. No more questions because this is the granddaddy I was going to talk about. And yes, we are got perfect time here. This one I've developed, it's called the Peripheral Eye Alignment Centering Exercise, or PEACE. Peripheral Eye Alignment Centering Exercise, PEACE. I used to call it the yoga stretch for the eyes meditate or technique, but I changed it recently. So now I'm going to describe this. It takes me longer to describe it, but it's a repetitive process. So once you know step one, step two, step three, step four, they're very similar. Then we're going to go and I'm going to guide you through it. Okay. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I have it here so I make sure I don't skip a step. So the very first thing is to find a place to relax where you won't be disturbed. Turn your phone on silent. You can do this in your office or in a bathroom stall if you need to. And then the second step is to set your intention. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this peace exercise to get centered and focused, to relax, to get grounded, whatever it is. Use your own words. Now, there's going to be basically four movements through each of these steps. The very first step is what you're going to do is you're going to keep your eyes open. This is the only time your eyes are open. And what you're going to do is open your eyes and look up as if you're looking through your third eye or about 10, 15 to 30 degrees angle. Because when you do that, you automatically slow your brainwave levels down. It's a biofeedback technique that you can use. And that's why when you ask somebody what did they have for dinner, they slow down their brain waves to access their subconscious mind. So what do? You ask them, what do you have for dinner? What do they do? They go, they look up and that slows their brain waves, they access the information, and then they talk about what they had. It happens all the time. So when you lift your eyes up, you slow your brain waves from the alpha into more, or I'm sorry, from the beta into alpha, which is a slower cycling per second, which is what begins meditation. So the very first step is you're going to keep your eyes open and you're going to look up here and then you're going to take in a long, slow, deep breath, filling your lungs with life-giving oxygen, with your eyes open, holding the tension in your eyes, holding your breath. Now your lungs are filled, you're holding and holding, and then as you exhale, you're going to hum the exhale, similar technique to number one, but you're going to close your eyes then as you're humming the exhale, feeling it through your body, letting your eyes close. Hmm. And then you're going to breathe naturally and repeat, my mind is focused, my body is relaxed. My mind is focused, my body is relaxed. My mind is focused, my body is relaxed. That's step one. And it's a similar process, but this time your eyes are closed. And instead of lifting your eyes up here, you're going to move them to your right ear. You're stretching the eye muscles. So your eyes are closed, but my eyes are closed, but I'm moving my eyes over to the right as I again fill my lungs with life-giving oxygen as I take a deep breath in. Holding the tension, holding your breath. And then as you finally let go, you let your eyes relax. My mind is focused, my body is relaxed. My mind is focused, my body is relaxed. Repeat that 3 times. That's step two. Step three, again, your eyes are closed. You're going to take in a third long, slow, deep breath. This time, you're going to move your eyes towards your left ear, holding the tension in your eyes and holding your breath as you fill your lungs, moving your eyes over to the left ear, filling your lungs, holding it, and then again exhaling with a hum, letting your eyes then relax, and then mentally repeat. My mind is focused, my mind is focused, my body is relaxed 3 times. Okay, so you've done one, two, your eyes over here, three. Now this time you're going back up here, creating a triangle. So you started with number one with your eyes open. This time they're closed. It's the only difference. And you can wait a few moments. You don't have to jump into the next one. If you need to breathe a few times, don't feel like you're in a race, take your time. And when you're ready, you do the fourth and final deep breath. And again, your eyes are closed. I'm lifting them up towards my third eye, filling my lungs with oxygen as I inhale, and I'm stretching my eyes, holding the stretch. You want to create tension in your eyes and in holding your breath because it's kind of the progressive relaxation technique. You remember we used to do that? You squeeze your hands and relax them and squeeze your and go through your body and your legs. That and then I can relax. Well, this is doing your eyes, making tension in your eyes and holding your breath. Then when you finally let go and relax, your whole body tends to follow. So this fourth step, the final one, is you take another long, slow, deep breath in, lifting your eyes up and holding your breath, holding the tension, holding it for about 30 seconds, 10, 20, 30 seconds, depending on your lung capacity. Then as you're ready to exhale, feel the vibration, feel it in your chest, feel it moving through every cell in your body. Remember, your mind is in your body. Let it vibrate. And then as you breathe naturally and easily at the end, you repeat, my mind is focused, my body is relaxed. My mind is focused, breathing normally now. My body is relaxed. My mind is focused, my body is relaxed. And that's it. So it's 4 deep breaths. First one, the eyes open. After that, your eyes are closed. Holding the breath, holding the tension in the eyes, the stretch, the yoga stretch of the eyes. And then as you exhale, humming, getting centered and grounded into your body as you relax and let go of the held breath. And then breathing easily. Once you've finished humming the exhale, breathing in naturally and easily, and mentally instructing your subconscious mind, my mind is focused, my body is relaxed. You say that 3 times, and your mind will be focused and your body will be much more relaxed. So that's the final technique that I'm going to guide you all through in a moment. But before I guide you through it, I think we have time, don't we? Yeah, we do. Cool. Is there any other questions over these techniques?
Jeanette brought up that looking up like that can aid hypnotic trance induction
Abduction.
for that relaxation response.
Absolutely. That's what I was mentioning when I said when people look up, you're during everyday stress, your mind is going 21 cycles per second or more. Today, probably more like 30 cycles per second. And it's very fast and rapid. It has to deal with the outside world. You're very much out there. And as you close your eyes and shift up or lift your eyes up, you slow down those brain waves. And yes, alpha is the next stage that goes into meditation. And hypnosis is the theta, which is the next level down. So yes, it's entering into an altered state very quickly. So yes, you are correct, Jeanette. Absolutely.
And I just want to, uh, she had asked, it's peripheral eye alignment centering.
Entering exercise.
Centering. Okay. The C
Yes.
is centering.
Peace. Peace. And I'm going to give you access to learn more about that at the end of this talk. Um, but I'm going to guide you through the experience as well. So let's see if there's any other questions. I'm going to get a sip of iced tea. I'm from the South. I love my iced tea. Any other questions? That's the fourth and the
Yep.
final one I'm going to share today. Another thing I want to mention too is, of course, this isn't a fast technique, but journaling is a wonderful way to get focused and relaxed. You see, you cannot write as fast as you think. Your mind can go 90 miles an hour. So, in order to journal, you have to capture and slow down your thoughts to put them onto paper. So when you're journaling, you are forcing your mind to slow down in order to capture those thoughts. And that's a wonderful way to get grounded and centered. If you have difficulty sleeping, perhaps processing through emotions, journaling and venting out any emotions that you're feeling can help you to get grounded. But that's not something you do in 5 minutes. That's why I don't mention a lot about that. But journaling is a powerful way, and so is meditation, as others have mentioned. But part of why I'm on here is to give you other alternatives, to add to that toolbox. If I came in and just said, just meditate, you'd be like, oh my gosh, how many times have I heard that? Right? I always try to give new, fresh information when I teach. So, all right. No more questions? Because we're
I
going to
don't see, and I don't see, there's none on the YouTube channel yet. So yeah, I think we're
ready to
ready
go.
ready to try it.
Okay. So again, if you're not driving a car, you can do this. Otherwise, just listen. Um, and be careful if you're driving. Don't do this. And I'm assuming everyone here is at their home computer or on their phone. Okay, so get a comfortable position. And in that comfortable position, all I want you to do is to lift your eyes up as if you're looking at a 15 to 20, 25-degree angle, looking up with your eyes open. And now take in a long, slow, deep breath as you hold the tension in your eyes, filling your lungs with life-giving oxygen, filling your lungs to capacity, holding the tension, holding your breath. Now exhale and close your eyes down. Let your eyes completely relax as you hum the exhale. Hmm. Mentally, silently repeat. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. Just breathing easily now. That's it. And in a moment, I'm going to have you do a similar process, but this time your eyes are going to be closed. But you're going to also stretch your eyes towards your right ear, moving both of your eyes behind closed lids over towards your right ear as you begin to inhale, filling your lungs, moving the tension, holding your eyes in that right position, holding the tension as you fill your lungs, filling your lungs. Then now, as you exhale mentally, relax and hum the exhale, feeling it in your heart, feeling it in your chest as you're humming the exhale now. Continue to exhale with the humming vibration. Feel it in your body until all of the oxygen, all of the air is out of your body. And then mentally repeat as you breathe naturally and easily. Your eyes are completely relaxed, going to wherever they want to go. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. Awesome. Just allow that. Feel your energy as your eyes, the tiny muscles that control your eyes, are very, very relaxed. And we're going to now move into stage 3. And this time, you're simply going to move as you fill your lungs with life-giving oxygen, moving your eyes towards your left ear, holding the tension in your eyes and in your breath, filling your lungs, filling that. Hold the tension, hold it as long as you can. Now, mentally, as you relax, exhale with a humming vibration, humming the exhale. Feel it in your chest, in your lungs, through your body as you're exhaling and letting your eyes completely surrender and relax, letting your eyes go wherever they want as you finish the exhale with that humming sound. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. That's it. Breathing easily, feel the relaxation expand. And now the fourth and final of this peripheral eye alignment centering exercise. The final is again lifting your eyes back up towards your forehead, but this time they're closed as you fill your lungs with oxygen, holding the tension in your eyes as you fill your lungs, holding your breath, holding the tension, holding it a little bit longer, hold it, and then exhaling with that hum. As you exhale, relax your eyes, let them go wherever they want. As you exhale and let the vibration move through your body until you completely exhale with your lips closed, feeling the vibration and mentally instructing your subconscious mind. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. My mind is focused. My body is relaxed. And feel a wave of relaxation expand through your entire torso down through your legs, calves, ankles and feet. Your arms and fingers, palms are relaxed. And now, as you take in a long, slow, deep breath, coming back to the room, back opening your eyes to full consciousness. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And that is the powerful technique that uses the hypnotic induction by lifting your eyes up into slowing the brainwave levels down, filling your lungs and holding breathing technique, holding it, then exhaling, stimulating the vagus nerve, and then instructing your subconscious mind with an affirmation. And you do that 4 times. Again, it's about 5 minutes. Takes me longer to describe it than to actually do it. And that is the technique that you can utilize. And again, the more you practice it, the more powerful it becomes because your subconscious mind knows exactly what you're wanting then as you're reprogramming it by doing this ritual. It becomes like the Pavlov, the dogs, that automatically salivated every time they rung a bell. I can't remember. Is it Pavlov? I want to say Pavlov theory, but it's
It was a Pavlovian response. Yeah.
Pavlovian response. Yes. Okay. I have a friend named Dr. Pavlok, so I get the two names mixed up. But yeah, you condition and reprogram your subconscious mind. The more you do it, the more effective it becomes. Now, I want to give you a couple of options here. Let's say you have been conditioning your subconscious mind that you're a terrible sleeper at night. This is a wonderful way to do this, but you would change perhaps from I'm focused, my mind is focused, my body is relaxed, and I'm getting a good deep sound sleep tonight. Giving it what you want. I'm achieving a deep sound sleep, or I'm falling asleep easily tonight. You can add that into the affirmation.
This is
So
exactly what I was where I was going to go, where I was going to ask you about. It seemed
you-
like
Yes.
what a
Use the
great.
technique for your own, personal
Yeah.
advantage, so to speak. But yeah, you can modify it, but that's the foundation of it. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, that's a lot to remember. It's really not. It's just the 4 movements and it's repeated. And if you remember the triangle, that can be a visualization that can help you to remember. It's first breath, second breath, third breath, fourth breath, and then let it happen. Let the magic happen. Um, yeah, any questions so far over that?
She really wants you to address monkey mind. She's a
That's a great course I have on InsightTimer, How to Tame Your Monkey Mind. It's a course if you're a premium member of InsightTimer, but um, yeah, the monkey mind basically is your ego, and it's trying to feel safe. And it's scanning the horizon looking for any possible thing that could go wrong, and it goes 90 miles an hour. But the monkey mind can be made up of many different voices. And in that course, which obviously I don't have time to go into a lot of detail here, but in that course, I talk about the different ways the monkey mind often will be a pattern that you follow. And when you understand what it is, you can interrupt it and you can take your power back. But it's a part of you trying to protect yourself. It's trying to feel safe and it's scanning the horizon and trying to figure out what could go wrong. And you're 90 miles an hour. You're assuming. Assumption is a big part of the monkey mind. Assuming what people's intentions are, assuming why they did that. They did this to hurt my feelings. They did it. That's a big part of the monkey mind. And it's like, let me stop assuming and get the facts. As just one little example, there's the fortune teller that says, "Oh, I know what's going to happen next. I know what this person's going to say. I already have it figured out." Again, there's all the different voices, and again, I don't have time to go into all of them, but this can help you to relax your monkey mind too, if that's your
yeah.
intention.
And
I
because she
think
was saying she's moving in a month and she's sort of mentally packing.
Yeah, yeah. How can I stop that? Make a list, write it down, make all the things you have to do. Because if once you ground it by writing it down, your mind doesn't have to worry about it. You have it written down. So that's one way if you haven't done that already. But set the intention. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to make a master list instead of thinking over and over about it of what you need to pack or what the next steps are. Start formulating a plan and taking action by writing down, okay, I make sure I do this and this. And then As you add them together, then okay, now let me organize this as I get closer to the move. What am I going to do today? And you can check it off your list, and that's going to be a sense of completion, and that helps the mind say, okay, I don't have to think about that anymore. So
Mhm.
that's, I mean, very obvious, but it
Yeah.
can also be something that when you're in the midst of it all, you're like, oh, I don't have time to write it down. You don't have time not to write it down
Mhm.
because otherwise you're going to be scattered. And so it can save you a lot of time by just making that list. I hope that that
And
helps.
I love, actually when because you're using these techniques to with your intention to to create intention and focus, and you can put in an intention and visualization affirmation that the move is going smoothly, that there's, that everything is happening well and or whatever, whatever. Um,
One of the things I like that, Judy. Thank you, because this reminded me of something. When there's a lot of change going on and I'm in the midst of it, and you start to think about all these things happening, I I interrupt it. And this is a positive statement I've been telling my subconscious mind now for many years. Everything always works out for me.
Mhm.
And it just kind of interrupts that. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let go and surround. Everything always works out for me. It doesn't mean I don't do stuff, but I'm not going to sit and stress over it. And it really does work. It's a powerful way that you can interrupt the monkey mind too, but it can interrupt that kind of constant bombardment and, and get back centered. So yeah,
Exactly. And Linda said she says thank you. She just had surgery, and this is a perfect, simple, easy,
good.
and complete. She says it's just, it's really it's sort of a self-contained exercise that really,
Can really be powerful again the more you use it, and all of the techniques, when you're walking again, the more you practice this, the more you get focused and relaxed, the more it's going to be your natural state. So after work, go for a walk and enjoy nature. If you're driving home from work and you're thinking, take those deep breaths and hum the exhale with your eyes open when you're driving, and just feel that, the more you practice it, the more your subconscious mind's going to say, oh, they need to be more focused and relaxed, I'm going to help them, and it will help you amazingly. So yeah, all the techniques are fluid, but if you're, one of the great affirmations would be that I'm healing rapidly from this surgery, or I'm free of pain. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, just give your subconscious mind, because the techniques get you anchored and grounded, and it activates, it gets your subconscious mind's attention. Then you need to tell it what you do want, not what you don't want. See, the monkey mind's going over all the things I don't want to have happen. It's like afraid and fear based. So this can help interrupt that as well. Yeah.
yeah, beautiful.
How are we doing on time? Look at this.
So
Perfect.
we have just a couple minutes left. So I want to make sure people know how to contact you and
Sure.
what other things you offer and where they can connect with you.
Okay. Yeah. If you go to Michael.com, Michael, and I think it's going to be in the chat here.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
going to put it
you
there.
can actually, if you want me to guide you through that process of the peace technique, it's like a 5 minute guided meditation. You can access that, relax and focus in 5 minutes. And you can click on that and download an audio so I can guide you through. And that can help accelerate your subconscious mind programming so that you're not thinking, okay, what do I do next? You're actually like being guided. And if you'd like a private consultation, I'm also a spiritual healer and I can tune into people's soul. So my company, Soul-utions, and help you see your blind spots, things that you're like, I can't quite figure out why I keep struggling in this area of my life, or what my limiting beliefs are, and I can help tune in and help you to accelerate that process. And that's also available on Michael.com. I don't know if you can if I can do a screen share, I can show you what it looks like real
Yeah,
quick.
you can
We
share
have
your
a
screen.
Can I
And
do
I
that?
put the link in the chat.
Okay. And then there's also, you can join my newsletter. There's a link to my InsightTimer. If you're on InsightTimer, you can want to get that monkey mind class, or I have a great new course on igniting your intuition,
Mm.
inner guidance for outer success. That's another new course on there. Um, yeah, and you can also my YouTube channel, all that's on there, so you can check it out.
Excellent. And when you do individual sessions, do you do them by Zoom or you do them in
Yeah.
person? Both?
Yeah, I have coaching clients that I work with on a regular basis, and then I do one-off sessions with individuals on InsightTimer and on my different live classes. And those are usually, I recommend an hour to an hour and a half for a session if you're going through something that you need some help with. I don't do 30-minute sessions. It's not enough time to really give you enough value, I don't believe. So yeah, you can learn all about that. There is a student special on that link. If you're interested in doing a consultation, you can sign up and then I can work with you on that. Or I do a lot of Wisdom Wednesday live classes on InsightTimer that are free. And this Wednesday, 2 days from now at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm doing a class on self-esteem. Yeah, it's about authenticity. Oh, and do we have a moment? I'm going to share this with you. I just found this out about authenticity. It's a study that they recently released. I can't remember the doctor's name off the top of my head.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm
yes.
talking about?
I heard about this. Yeah.
About the Faraday cages that they put people in the Faraday cages, which blocks out all, stimulus from cell phones and everything. So it can measure your auric energy field. And they would talk to many, many different people and have them talk about their lives and talk about what made them angry and what went wrong. And they talked about what they love and the joy. Well, in the past, when they measured people's energy, love was the highest frequency they noticed. It was always the spark. And it was like, it's always, we all know that love is the highest frequency, right? Well, they did a study. They noticed that these sparks that were, I think he said 40 times more powerful than love sparked throughout these conversations with all the individuals. They couldn't figure out what was doing it. So as they were listening to the content, they realized it was when the person was being authentic
Mm,
about their feelings, being real, not playing games, that it was even more powerful than love. It's like, when you're in alignment with who you are, and that is love, but it's an authentic expression of it.
exactly.
That was really, really fascinating. You heard about that too,
I
Judy?
did hear about that study and I wanted to go back and look at it. I'll have to find out where I heard about it. So
Yeah.
really powerful.
I think it was on Facebook that I found out about it, but I'm going to do more research on it too because I want to know all the details. But that's my
Well,
synopsis of
you
it very
you
quickly.
know, I just want to thank you for, I was thinking when you're doing these processes that you are teaching,
Hmm.
one of the things it reminds you of is how well resourced you are. We have resources, right? We have
Me too. We have
spiritual
everything we need.
resources.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And we drop into that and we can that can really help us access that authenticity, right? It's an alignment more than a striving to say, okay, now I'm going to be authentic.
Yes. Yeah.
It's aligning.
And
It's
I
a
think the
alignment.
thing for authenticity is we have to stop judging our feelings, especially as spiritual people. We tend to judge our emotions as positive and negative, good and bad. And there are only two emotions: expansive, love, joy, peace, happiness, or constricting, anger, guilt, shame, fear. They expand and they contract. And when you can think of your emotions from that perspective, you're not judging them as good. Oh, I want good emotions. I want to avoid the bad ones. So your subconscious mind's always trying to, and you're not going to be authentic.
Yeah.
But when you can say, you know what? It's like saying inhaling's good, exhaling's bad. No, I need to breathe. And there's going to be times when I get angry. I'm angry at a lot of what's going on in the world out there. Yeah, it doesn't make me less spiritual, but I deal with the feelings and process them. And that's what authenticity really is. It's honoring your whole being as a human being and a spiritual being, not either or. Oh, that's so human to get angry. Yeah, yeah, it is. And I
Yeah.
am human. And it's valuable to be both because that's where I'm at in my journey right now as
That's
human.
why we're here, right? We're
Yeah.
to live fully in awareness of our divinity and being fully human.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I love it. So anyways,
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that in at the last minute here.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you,
Oh,
everyone,
my
for joining us.
pleasure.
Thank you,
That was so
Michaiel,
much.
again, for being here and for sharing this with us. I'm super helpful.
You're more than welcome. I know it's a lot of information, but when you really think it through, it's really basic stuff that you can remember pretty quickly. And
Exactly.
I look forward to maybe seeing some of you in an Insight Timer live event and or on my newsletter. I send out Wisdom Wednesdays, Solution Sundays, and be great to connect with you. So thank you for your
Okay.
time, your love, your attention, and may your journey in life continue to reveal the beautiful truth of who you are. And who you
Amen.
are is a powerful, beautiful, majestic spiritual being. And my purpose is to help you remember that truth. That's what I do. So thank you.
Thank you, Michaiel. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.